As the Microsoft Atlanta building rises into existence here in our city, we will all rise and shine together with the launch of Microsoft's The Garage Atlanta, showcasing the many thought-provoking artists and visionaries right within our company. The Garage Atlanta is committed to stoking creativity and innovation and building and fostering our Atlanta community. Learn from local artists, be inspired so we can all shine together. Rise and shine, Microsoft Atlanta. We'll meet you at the Garage.
Hey there, Leandra here, and we are joined by Monica Campana. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Monica.
I am the founder and executive director for Living Walls. Living Walls is a nonprofit arts organization that focuses on the creation of public art, mostly murals. We're moving into our 11th year. We try to break away from traditional street art and pay more attention to a more inclusive and diverse and empowering industry in the arts for people of color and marginalized voices.
I started doing street art. I was not that young when I was doing it either. I was 27, and it was not done in the most legal way either. Yeah. But it was that sense of empowerment that it gave me to be able to put my artwork on a wall and create conversations with people that I didn't know or didn't know my name, that sparked this this movement or this thing that I do now. It was a very personal thing. It started as me as an artist, and then it developed into me, the curator, or me, the community organizer. We are the movers and shakers. We are the people that have been, we react to what's happening in the world, and then we put it out for the world to understand, whether it is writing a book or making a movie or making music or doing a mural. So artists have been telling this story of the world forever, and it is a shame that still today we are not getting paid what we should be getting paid. We're not being approached with the respect that artists deserve to get. And especially now when there is this trend of making sure that we're checking all of our boxes and the diversity and inclusion is put there, and most companies now have a diversity and inclusion department, which 5 years ago you wouldn't find. So now that we're seeing that, I have to be very protective on how and why you want to work with this person or talk to this person, because it shouldn't just be to check a box.
Absolutely.
It shouldn't. That's why I talk about it is beyond diversity and inclusion. It is about empowerment. It's about putting people that are shaping culture on the table. They need to sit at the table with powerful people as well and be able to have those conversations, and they are the ones that need to be at the same level and not the ones that are just hired as consultants or as the diversity check. So I have to be very protective of the work that I do, because I know how intentional we are with our work, and I work very hard to be intentional with that. If I don't do it, then I will be doing a disservice to the rest of the creative economy in Atlanta, because I will be setting a precedent. And I cannot afford doing that.
Absolutely.
And what I've learned working on the Rise and Shine project is that you all in the art world here in the city of Atlanta, you are truly a family. Everyone knows everyone, and everyone that I've met had nothing but good things to say about each other. And the reason why that stands out to me is because sometimes it's tough to be among a group or in a particular industry and uphold the other without feeling as though you're losing out on something. So I just really admire the fact how there may be 5 muralists, but there's enough room for everyone, and everyone is so supportive of their work. Yes, it can be tough for some people, but it is most certainly doable. So I would consider you kind of a mama bear, if you will, right?
I feel I have been given that title at some point by artists, or they all call me Momika, mom, because it is important to take care of them. And I've learned a lot doing this work as well, and I've made lots of mistakes, and I've realized throughout all of these years and this journey and these mistakes that the most important thing that you have is your community, is the people that you're working with and for. And so, I think it's not about competition. It's about creating more space for people that don't get to have these opportunities, people that may not think that their voice matter.
Tell us, in what ways do you give voice?
We like to work with artists that may not have been given the chance before. So not all of the artists we work with have really large portfolios. In fact, we like to maybe see the potential and train people so they can learn this industry. And in that way, create and build a much more diverse creative workforce. I think that that's one of the biggest issues when artists struggle to get that first chance. So we like to be the organization that does that. But also in the way that we communicate with our partners or our community, I'm always saying that, the biggest capital that Living Walls can have is the people in the community that have been supporting us in those relationships, fostering and nurturing the relationships of the community that's here on the ground is the most important thing, and listening, right, to what they want. And so that way we're also not acting as an organization that's deciding how to curate we're not deciding on the arts and culture of the city. Instead, we are listening and reacting to what the community is requesting to see.
Where are some of the notable pieces coming out of Living Walls? I know you're all over the city of Atlanta. Just give us an idea of where we can find a few and the artists that are associated with it.
Yeah, so we have over 200 murals that we have created since 2010. You will find most of them in Metro Atlanta. You can go check out our website at livingwallsatl.com, so you can see. If you go to artists, you'll find all of the murals that we have done throughout the years. And also, you can check out our Instagram. It's livingwallsatl, which is what we use the most. So if you wanted to actually ask us questions or find where a mural is, because we do not have a map on our website.
This is Grant Park, and we're standing in front of a mural that some of you may have noticed. We've seen this before, but we want to hear about the artists behind the mural and those that facilitate great work like this. Now, I noticed this mural says Soul, but tell us about this specific piece.
It has a long story.
Mm-hmm.
One of my best friends, Laura Calle, she was the volunteer coordinator for Living Walls for many years, and she passed 5 years ago. She was very young. She was 26 when that happened. But before she passed, she was communicating with these artists from Spain because we were trying to bring them here to create a mural. And she was not able to produce that. I got the opportunity to meet the guys at some point traveling, and there was a connection there between my friend, the work that we do, the work that these guys do in Spain, and it took us 4 years for them to be able to come here. They were in touch with the family, and they created this because they saw that Laura and the work that we do and our mission and this connection that we create with artists and with community has and requires a lot of soul. So this is in honor of Laura, in honor of the work that we do.
Wow.
And in honor of those misconnections that, can create long-lasting impact. So.
Yeah. And then that was a 4-year journey. That's dedication, commitment, loyalty. Now, what's the name? Is there a name of the group?
The artists, they're called Boa Mistura. Is a group of guys that are amazing. They have been doing this work for many years, and their focus is also community work. So everything that they do is in context to the area, the community, the people that they're working with. So, yeah.
So Monica, what is your process deciding on who you're going to work with?
It depends. We are a nonprofit arts organization, but we do operate as a business, and we have a business mentality, which puts us in a place where we can do our own work and curate our own programs, but also we are not close to working with clients and different partners, right? And we want to make sure that it fits and that it makes sense. Even the team that works with us. I mean, we are an organization that mostly hires women of color, to do work that most times you will see men doing. We train women to operate big pieces of equipment. I'm also trained to operate a 60-foot tall boom lift. So we try to be as inclusive as we can and be mindful of how the thing gets done. You know, if we're working with a trans-identifying artist, then we have to make sure that the team is people that will be supporting and elevating, and not, we're creating safe spaces.
Yeah.
And we're creating safe projects, and we're looking at the impact of the projects that we're doing.
And we are the people that are here trying to keep the culture that lives in Atlanta, because everyone that's still here, obviously we love it. You know, I'm not even from this city, I'm not even from this country, and I've been in Atlanta the longest at this point, maybe almost the same amount of time than I spent in my country, and by choice. So there's definitely something special here, and you can see it in the artists and the art community.
Well, thank you for selecting Atlanta. We appreciate your work, your presence, and the work that you've curated. And I'm sure the artists appreciate you being Monica. Don't be a stranger of the garage. Keep in touch, and bye for now.
Bye.